Shot, you're good.
Yeah, you're good. Hey, Loxley doesn't feel good. She's sick.
I feel like shit. I do.
Oh, and Loxley Merrill over here, look. She did the cover herself. But no, I don't know, in case you don't know who Loxley Merrill is, she's got a beautiful daughter who's very talented, did the cover.
Me, 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 me.
This is the zine before it's actually made. So it looks like this. It's all these pages. It's like 300 pages. But this is only like, I think 19. So this will make 19. Because I sent out 6. Because I did 25. Do the math. Alright, so it starts out like this. And then you take, this is the template. So this is like everything that I printed out. And then I cut and paste everything like in order. So you have to keep everything in order, because if you don't keep it in order, it's going to fuck it up. So how I do it is you lay out every page like this, and then you lay the corresponding pages on top of that, and then you go backwards. So that whenever, so you start with the middle, and then when you end up with it, you can like have it all there, and then you've got this, and then you staple it. And it's very hard to staple it. It's a pain in the ass. That's the worst part. But
and there's a special word that's called that I can't pronounce. Collating?
Collating. So this is called collating. So you have to collate it first. Yeah.
I learned something new.
Alright, here we go. So yeah, I try to keep them in order when they come out of the printer. So yeah, right now we just laid it all out so we can collate it like in the right order. Say it with me, collate.
I wanted to turn it into a little song, but I'm not gonna do it. I'm gonna fight. I'm gonna fight the urge.
It's funny to me too that like a lot of people don't even know, they don't know what a zine is, because like they just don't, you know, and that's part of the point too, because it's not supposed to be like something that is widely known, or something that is like commercialized, I guess, like something where you don't go to the store and buy zines. You know, you don't go to Walmart and buy a zine. You wouldn't do that. And a lot of people think it's a magazine. So like they say, like, what are you doing? Making a magazine? Like, no, it's not a magazine. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's not even really set up like a magazine. You know, like there's no ads, and it's, I don't know. It's like it's not. I don't know. It could be, but.
Yeah, but it's better too, because you can put whatever you want in there.
Yeah,
so you can read about things that a publisher's never going to let you post.
Exactly. Yeah, so that's part of the appeal of it, you know, because it's not, I don't know, it doesn't have to be so sterile, you know. It's better that way, you know. And it's funny too that we're missing something. See, this is why you do it like this. I think it's in here though.
That side looks too thick.
Yeah. But it's funny too, because like, you know, you don't read like a Stephen King book, and then at the end of the book, like in the pages that follow, like with the about the author, he doesn't have like a P.O. box address or an email address attached to it, you know, because he's not approachable, but everybody else is approachable, you know.
Oh
which
yeah.
is really cool.
All
like,
of the 5,000 zines I've recently taken to reading, they all have contact information for, you know, drop us a line, send a letter.
So it's like, it's not, you know, I guess it started back in the 60s, probably even before that, but, you know, a lot of, like, zines, like, homemade, like, publishing, I guess they deal with, a lot of it's, like, resistance culture and protest and stuff like that, and you know, it doesn't have to be though, but like mine would be categorized as a literary zine, but I think like what's different about mine is that, I don't know, I mean, all of the writing is awesome, like I think, like, you know, from the people, you know, who chose to, you know, contribute to it, it's different. Like, it's still, because no one expects it, I guess. Like, it's a little more raw and terrifying, I think, which is awesome. Like, it's like, you pick up a literary zine, it's like so, you know, like I said, sterile. Like, sometimes it's like, are you kidding me? But, I mean, there's some good ones out there, but I don't know. I think this one's going to be a little different, I think, just because of, it's like it's hard to explain, I guess. Like, I can't articulate it right, but it's like a lot of different, like 6 different people, but from, like, granted 4 of the 6 come from Texas, but I don't know why. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know how that happened, but I don't know, they're friends of mine, but they write differently. But I don't know, I think sometimes too people have even they do maybe, I don't know that I'm right about this, but kind of have like a preconceived notion about like the audience that would read the words. So, and maybe they try to kind of like, well, I've got this piece that might fit a zine, you know, as opposed to like a literary magazine, you know, like, well, you know, they accepted this, you know, but they might frown on something like this, you know, contaminating all their, you know, pretty poetry. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, a lot of these are like stories, like within a poem. So, I don't know, they're different in that respect. So, there's my spiel about that. But, like I said, like, it's probably the 60s, I guess, is, but how I got it, like, got into zines, like, reading them, like, just through skateboarding and punk rock, and, because, like, skateboarding zines, like, always there, always, like, have been there forever, and punk rock zines too, but, Second Thoughts was, a zine that, 7 Seconds did, like, way back when. And it was like the 80s or early 90s. It is late 80s. I guess I was about 16, but that's when I got a hold of it. And you'd have like, you could write in letters, or they would like ask questions, and then you could write in with answers, like just to general like social things, social problems or whatever, which is kind of cool. And so I would do that. And so they put some of my stuff in the zine. And some girl out in Alabama, which is kind of funny, like she wrote to them, because it was like, they wouldn't put your info out there, because like, I didn't give my info other than the address, like it was all handwritten, and I guess they would just type it up, and theirs was printed like big, so it wasn't half sheets, it was full sheets, and they would have like colored paper, and it was kind of funny. And some girl from Alabama wrote in to ask for my address, and then they wrote me to ask permission for me to give my address to some girl who wanted to have my address. So they copied her, they sent me the letter that she sent them, and then I accepted her friend request via snail mail, and then after that she started writing me letters and we started corresponding. So like at that point I had like 9 pen pals. There was just handwritten letters, like snail mail, and this is like when I was 16, 17 years old, all because of zines. So like we would bitch about our parents, we would say this shit sucks, and then we'd talk about like, you know, here's what's so fucked up about my town. You know, we would just tell stories to each other and send photos and drawings and stuff like that. So that's really, like, that's what it's about, really, that's what it's about, like, and doing it all homemade and stuff, you know, like, how awesome is that, like, because we didn't know anything about a computer then, you know, no one had a computer. I had you know, it took me forever to get a VCR, you know, so it's kind of cool that, you know, what makes people do this? What makes somebody do this? I mean, this is hard work, like to a degree, and I don't make any money off of it. Like I was telling Dina, it's like, it takes roughly $15 for me to do this. And I have to sell every single copy to get my $15 back. Otherwise, I lose money. You know, which is only a few bucks anyway. But I'm just saying, it's like it's not like I'm making money off of it. But like if I actually had to go to a printer and say, print it just like this, here's how I want it, blah blah blah. I would have to charge like $5 or $6 for a zine, which is stupid, you know. So my shit's like $2 online, $1 at Leo, which makes more sense because it costs $1.39 to mail this, to put it actually in the envelope, like, and mail it, like at the post office. It costs $1.39. So $2 online, I'm making 60 cents, and then out of that 60 cents, I have to pay Etsy some. So I'm really making like a quarter for everything I sell, which is really nothing. Like that's like for all my effort, I get a quarter. And I get 60% of anything I sell at Leo. So that's like a handful. So that's like 60 cents per issue times like say 6. If I even sell 6. Which I think is cool that complete strangers walk in there and just like, yeah, that looks cool. You know, I want to read that. I mean, how awesome is that, you know? So I make 60 cents out of that. So I make $3. So really, what I'm really making is like $5. And that's after everything. So I'm really like breaking even. Because I'm sure there's other costs I'm not even, I'm not even taking into account. And the first one, like I said, hell, I gave away half of them. So I'm recouping money there. And then all the other ones that I don't, like, when I go to Leo and say, here's a new one, give me the rest of them, I'm just going to give those away. But I'm going to, like, plant them in random places. You know, like when someone opens up a Pulse, oh, shit, there's a, every reason zine. So I think that's cooler than just, what else are you going to do with them? So, yeah.
I had thought about that too. I'm glad you said that about the Pulse. I had already thought to take some of the extras that I had of stuff and leave them laying around. But, most of the time, like, doctor's offices, it's not going to be your demographic.
Right.
But the Pulse, you're right, that would be a good idea. Just slip them in there in, like, a newspaper box.
As opposed to the Enigma, I don't know. So.
That's a good idea.
So, yeah, you just go till it's all done.